think that they suck. They suck. I don't care how many years have passed. I don't think I'll ever find it within myself to forgive the things that they've done to me and said. Has this happened to you? Of course it has. We're human, and we are bound to make mistakes and harbor unforgiveness. Hi, I'm Elias. I too suffer from the bane of unforgiveness, both with others and myself. So, join me for a discussion on forgiveness and how it can give us freedom from resentment. And now, it doesn't even sound like a word anymore. We've all been there before. Someone caused you a transgression that you just can't seem to forgive. It can be something small or something big. Whatever the case, feeling like you can't seem to forgive is normal, and in my opinion, a core human experience. But what does it look like for us when we are harboring that unforgiveness? And what does it do to us if we continue to harbor these feelings? Great questions. Unforgiveness can look like many different things, and not one person's experience is 100% comparable to the next. The primary thing to remember is that we all have our reasons for harboring this feeling, and whether or not it's valid is up to us to determine. So, some ways this can look like is having resentment or anger that doesn't seem to dissipate over time, constantly replaying the offense in your mind or unable to just let go of it, having negative thoughts and feelings towards the person who caused the transgression, or avoiding the person or situation or the emotions tied to the event, and instead of forgiving, you just start to plan on getting revenge and just simply hold a grudge. The primary thing to recognize is that unforgiveness can leave us feeling discontent, and it'll only get worse over time if you continue to feel this way, leading to resentment. So, what can we do? Well, as the title of this video states, forgive. Now, I know that's easier said than done, and for some people, some things that have happened to you are unforgivable, and I completely understand that. So let's get into what I mean by forgive, because simply stating it won't do us any good. For starters, what does it truly mean to forgive? And yeah, I'm gonna bust out that old Merriam-Webster's dictionary. To forgive means to cease, to feel resentment against an offender, or to pardon. Now, it's important to recognize the following about forgiving. Just because you are forgiving someone does not mean that the thing that they did to you is suddenly okay, and it definitely isn't a way out for the transgressor to get away scot-free. No, to forgive means that you won't carry the burden of their mistake against you any longer, and that you choose to live moving forward without resentment towards the individual. And I'm sure it means many different things to many different people. The important thing to remember is that forgiving someone isn't typically a simple process. Most times, it's a journey. Story time. Growing up, I had a serious falling out with a few people that were super close to me. I hurt them and they hurt me. So much so that it became a burden I had to carry with me for most of my teenage and young adult years. The resentment and unhappiness I had with these people because of the hurt became second nature to me. Every day I woke up feeling mad at them until it became simply resentment. Resentment for them, resentment for everyday life, resentment for myself. And to be honest, I became a huge ass because of it. It took me working through these emotions for years in therapy to even consider forgiving these people for the hurt they caused. But finally one day, I did. And when I did forgive them, that weight lifted off my shoulders like it was a bag filled with those multicolored stones that you would find at those gift shops. You know the ones. It didn't happen overnight, and it sure as hell wasn't easy to get over those feelings. But in the end, I was able to forgive them. I'm telling you this story because I want to show that it's not as easy as just simply saying, yo, just let it be, or let bygones be bygones, or just go with the flow, man, and let it ride off your back like water. Because most times it's not that simple. Everyone heals in their own way, and sometimes it takes more time than you anticipated. And sometimes, even after you think you're over it all, you realize that you're not. So to forgive does not mean to forget. To forgive ultimately means letting go. Storytime continued. Lore drop continued. I'm dropping the lore again. After I forgave these people that were in my life, I realized that during my time being a big goofy-ass jerk full of rage and anger, blaring Eminem and Rage Against the Machine through my earbuds, causing them to bleed, not the earbuds, my ears, that I was harboring unforgiveness with myself. There were a lot of things I did and didn't do throughout my years growing up that I was holding against myself. Things like not showing up for my friends and family, not showing up for my girlfriend, not being a role model to my siblings. It was like, as soon as I let go of this burden of holding a grudge against these people that hurt me, all of a sudden, all these things I was failing at started showing up. It was as if I was using my unforgiveness as a crutch to not be a better person, which is completely valid. So although you can have unforgiveness against someone else, you can also harbor that same feeling against yourself. Powerful, I know. Insano. Now, what does that mean? It means that sometimes you could be holding yourself accountable for something you did or didn't do without even realizing it. And that in itself can create a grudge and unhappiness with yourself, which can lead to hatred, self-sabotage, discontentedness, and resentment. It's not a good spiral to go down. Trust me. I know. So what can you do? I hate to be the follow in my footsteps guy, but do what I did and pinpoint the things you failed at that you're holding yourself accountable for, that you have not even forgiven yourself for. It's not a simple task, I know. So I'm going to try to give you some steps that I took to help you with this. And now I will put it out there. I'm just a dude. I'm just a fella, with experience. I just feel as if I could assist other people around my age or older who have not taken the time to think about this, so I'm just giving my own little piece of the pie. I am no expert. If you wish to have some expert knowledge, I strongly suggest therapy. I'm just going to shut up, stop yapping, I'm going to keep going. Step 1, identify the moment in your life that you are currently keeping against yourself. For me, one of the things I was totally against forgiving myself was dropping out of college back in 2021. So take a moment, whether that be driving home from work, waking up early in the morning to think on things, or going the therapy route, and find those things that you can't seem to let yourself move past. Step 2, once you've identified these moments from your life, dig a little deeper and find out why it is that you can't forgive yourself for these things. When I dropped out of college, I was deeply upset with myself. I thought I was upset because I wasn't meeting the expectations of the people closest to me in my life. But when I started to think on things, driving and sitting down and actually mulling over the thoughts in my mind and the experiences I had, I learned that truly I was upset that I was living my life for others when I should have been living for myself. College was someone else's dream, not mine. Step 3, accept these things for what they are and recognize that they are in the past. We can't change the things we have already done. What's done is done. But we can move forward from it and learn to do better. Recognize this when pinpointing these moments in your life. It took me forever to accept that I was a college dropout. When I joined the workforce full time, I berated and beat myself up for never graduating. I thought I wasn't meeting my full potential simply because I never got that piece of paper that stated I was a smart fella. It wasn't until I got the job I currently have that I finally started to accept that it is what it is, dude. And that life will forever move forward. So I got to too. I'm a college dropout. So what? I can still exist in life and do things without a piece of paper that says this fella is the smarty pants in this realm, in this level of expertise, in this level of whatever. I can't keep holding myself accountable for something that honestly I wasn't prepared or ready for. Finally, show yourself compassion and grace and recognize that we have to live with ourselves longer than we do the people around us. You're with yourself 24/7. You know all the small things you do and the big things, the things that you should do in front of people and the things that you do behind closed doors. So know that you have a sneak peek behind what you do, and that just because you know every small facet of yourself does not mean that you are beneath being forgiven. Everyone can be forgiven. You can forgive yourself, you can forgive other people, whatever it is. Just find it in you to just let it go. Don't let it hold itself over your life. Don't let whatever you've done, whatever someone else has done to you, be this overarching narrative that continues to keep you down, under its thumb, under its boot. Free yourself. It's all what it's all about. Forgiveness equals freedom. How about them apples? What should be the takeaway from all this yapping? Forgiveness takes time, and it can be difficult, complicated, and just plain old hard to get to. But I promise you, once you do forgive and finally let go of that moment in your life, you'll experience freedom once and for all from resentment. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I hope I added something to your thought palace. And if I didn't, well, there's always next video. I know that I kind of suck at this YouTube thing. I kind of suck at uploading videos. To be honest, life is hard. And trying to juggle being creative on top of that is hard. And add a crippling addiction to purchasing Transformers, and a crippling phone addiction, and a crippling Cyberpunk 2077 addiction, and you just don't have the energy. So yeah, I'm sorry this one took forever. I really want to get, focused and start uploading more often, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about, a lot of things that I think on. I just gotta lock in. But shout out to my other video for maybe I should not lock in. So no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to smile. See ya.